Hello, I'm Dick.
And I'm Eric, and we're the Annuity guys.
Eric, sell in May and go away. It's sell your stock.
It's a long ago saying. It goes. I had to actually go look it up, the historical relevance to where did this come from.
I see you've got your notes here in Investopedia.
Right. Well, because it actually is sell in May and go away and come back on St. Leger's Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it actually goes back to where the stockbrokers used to go on vacation in England.
Really?
And they would basically go out for the whole summer, and they'd come back after some horse race, which was the St. Leger Day Stakes or something. And so volatility apparently was rampant during this time period because the brokers were all on vacation.
And it carries through to this day where if you follow the trends, if folks were to sell their stock in May and come back at a later date, buy back in, they're ahead.
Right, and statistically, since 1950, if you sold it on May and you didn't come back until November, you would have avoided a 0.5% gain during the market. And if you just are invested from November to April, then you're up like 7.5% according to statistics.
Yes,
So it sounds like a no-brainer, right?
Right. Well, we should all be doing that.
Yeah.
But here's another one, and that's what we're here to talk about. Is the annuity side of things. And for folks that are nearing retirement, or they're in retirement, they may have a little bit more exposure than what they think they should have in the market, and they're at an age, where they need to protect themselves.
Right.
Wouldn't it make sense to potentially look at this as a time to consider transferring some of that money into safety?
Right. Well, here's your option: sell in May. And don't worry. It can go up and go down and go play.
Let's
go play. Because, exactly. Take the worry, and that's what you're trying to take the volatility out of and risk out of the market.
Yes.
And that's what a fixed or a fixed indexed annuity can do. It takes out the volatility. You're looking at 2 points usually on a calendar and saying, hey, did it go up from A to B? You don't have to worry about if I lost 3% in May or lost 4% in June. It's try to take in that balancing act out where you're put the balancing act in because you're just really straddling the whole year rather than trying to gauge each individual stock over a period of time.
Sure, and I think this is one of the exciting things about the annuity world. Been all over the internet. It's called a hybrid annuity, but we try to educate folks in the sense of understanding that this is a fixed indexed annuity, but you're able to get out of the market, but yet still have some benefit of a market going up, and none of the benefit of a market going down, and then the risk, the negative benefit.
Right, exactly, and that's what you want to take off the table.
Yeah.
We talk about sequence of returns and retirements being so important, especially in those first few years. You can't afford to take a major loss in those first years.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if it happens May, June, July, or December, January.
Yes, because lately, we never know. We can't really time it.
Exactly. I was going to say lately it's been, the first part of the year has been horrendous.
Yes.
January has been an awful month the last three years.
Yeah.
So it's take all of that risk off the table because you don't have to worry about going backwards. And that's the fond saying, zero is your hero. Wouldn't it be nice if you didn't ever have to worry about any kind of loss of principal to your retirement portfolio?
Exactly. And so much in the news today, and you don't have to look far to see it. Is it that all of the economists out there, a vast majority, are saying, hey, we are at a market top, we are near a market top, we are ready for a serious correction, that we're long in the tooth for all of the growth that folks have seen in the market. So for those folks that say, hey, I am near retirement, I really want to make sure that I have things positioned properly for that foundation so that I don't have all of my money exposed to volatility. And this is where annuities work so well. And, it could make sense to take some of that money and move it in that direction.
Yeah. And we talk about the Dalbar study every once in a while. And it's, I don't know how many times lately I've been talking to people who have called and said, yeah, I've been in cash for 3 years. Is it time to get back in? You're going to pick the exact wrong time to get back in. So,
right,
because
right.
that's just human nature. When everybody else starts to get excited about the market,
Yes, yes.
we're on the 7-year bull run. Yeah,
Right.
I've been on the sideline. I'm going back in. That's
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
the absolute worst time
Right.
to make that decision.
Well, and what that Dow bar study basically explains is that the market is averaging maybe this 7 to 9% return, but the average investor only averages about a 3%, 4% return,
Because
at best.
Because they can't make
The same
right choices.
decisions,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. It's timing the market. You just never know quite when to get in, when to get out, and folks tend to not make that right decision.
Yeah. What's the statistic? The market is up 52% of the time and down 48% of the time.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that you look at where it started and
Right.
where it's gone, and it's really just a coin flip. The problem is
yeah.
picking the 52 right days to be in,
Right.
and not picking the 48 wrong
Right.
days to be in.
Right.
So, what better do than perhaps pick a fixed or a fixed index annuity and not worry about the coin flip anymore?
Right. Well, and that's what I was just reading and actually listening to Warren Buffett, talking the other day, and he was saying, in essence, he and I can't remember the name of his cohort that he's moving into leadership right now, but it's like we don't talk about timing the market because as smart as we are on the market, we don't know what the market's going to do. They look at the fundamentals of the business and that type of thing when they're buying stock for the long term. They're not trying to time the market, and so it only makes sense for the average investor to go, you know what, I'm either in this long term, or I'm not going to be jumping in and out of the market. And that's, I think, what annuities can really help folks with, and that is to have that foundation that says, hey, I've got, my basic needs covered, and now I can put money in the market and not worry about it.
Well, I think you're perfectly on point there, because how do you stay long term in the market? What drives people out of the market? Too much loss. What better way to avoid loss than to take it off the table?
Yeah, absolutely.